All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Michael Mars Show. Today is Tuesday, December 8th, 2020. This is Season 2, Episode 40, and I'm back from my little hiatus. I took a little 2-week break after my finals ended, but I'm finally back. And what better way to jump into a new season, which is Zoom podcast, doing them through Zoom for a couple months until I get back to school. But what better way to start than with my boy Jackson Brown, graduated from Penn State back in May. We went to Stonebridge together. Went to St. Teresa together too back in the day.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Went to St. Teresa together back in the day. But if you just want to start and just tell everyone what you did at Penn State, what your major was, minor, clubs, organizations, just take it over.
Yeah. What's going on? It's me, Jackson Brown. Just graduated from Penn State with a public relations degree, and now I'm working at Penn State for Penn State Athletics. During my time at Penn State, just was a part of THON, Camp Kesem, was in Fiji. Homecoming, did a lot of weird internal stuff for Penn State, and pretty much that was my whole gig there for a little bit. So
That's solid. Wait, you said you were in Fiji. When did you rush?
I rushed my junior year.
Okay, so you were in it for a nice little 2 years, nice little 4 semesters.
Oh yeah. So what happened was, I went to a branch campus the first 2 years, and Penn State Altoona, and then I just hung out with all the Fiji kids because they were all from Ashburn. And then once I got up junior year, they were just like, all right, well, we all know you. We're not going to really do anything, so I guess you're just in. So that's how I just joined Fiji without even.
So there wasn't really like much of a rushing process or like pledging process?
Yeah, no, there was nothing. It was just one night, and they were just like, all right, well, let's just get after it. And that was it.
That's solid, dude. You guys had a good time together, though? I mean, some nice parties?
Oh yeah, definitely. And then my last year, we had this house called the Senior House, and it was all Fiji guys. There was 14 of us.
So, all under one roof?
Yeah. Oh, it was terrible.
Oh, dude, you guys are probably getting after it.
Yeah.
Okay, but now if you want to jump in, I'm just going to pull up the outline real quick. If you want to jump into talking about THON, because like I said, if you guys don't know, Jackson, I FaceTimed before our episode for 20 minutes, just quickly smooth through the outline. But I didn't really educate myself too much on what THON is or was, but for people for people listening that aren't really sure, you just want to give a quick rundown of what it is and what it entails.
Yeah, so it's pretty much, it's this kind of whole entire, it's Penn State's like biggest philanthropy, I guess, and it's the largest student-run philanthropy in the world. And we raise all this money for kids who are going through childhood cancer, and it's for the families also. So throughout the year, we pretty much have just different kinds of events until February is when we have our big, large dance marathon. And it's 46 hours, no sleeping, no sitting down. And pretty much it is the craziest weekend of all time just because everyone's pretty much running on like 4 or 5 hours of sleep who aren't dancing. Yeah. And during that time, I think the past 3 years, we've raised over $10 million. So it's so
impressive, man.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so you guys just all pile up in the basketball arena, right?
Yeah. It's the BJC, and it's
BJC.
It's
classic.
Crazy. We have last year it was like 700 dancers. So when you walk in, you see 700 students just dancing, standing the whole time, and it's throughout the whole time you're sitting there. You start seeing kids just. Some kids cry. Some kids are just like, yeah, I don't think I can make it. So it's a pretty cool time.
Yeah, dude, it honestly seems like because of course everyone is posting it on their Snapchat stories, posting it on their Instagram stories. It just looks like such a good time. And like you said, it's become so massive because I think I did do a little research on it. It was founded sometime in the 70s, I think. Oh yeah,
it was around like the 70s, and then Four Diamonds came and kind of made it their sole beneficiary. So it's been. Yeah, it's almost on 50 years. It's been
that's crazy, man.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, and off the top of your head, do you know when it became the biggest student-run philanthropy in the world?
I think probably around the 80s or 90s, or it was probably the 90s because
That's huge publicity for Penn State as well. I mean, of course, what you guys are doing is more important, and that's the big goal that you guys are chasing. But I mean, the publicity that it brings to the university is probably massive.
Oh yeah, the university works with us all year long, and so the way it's all set up, so there's about 16 different committees, and each committee has other committees. So it's like a whole branch of different types of stuff. So you have executive directors. Each director has their own committee, and then some of the captains have committees, and it's crazy. Like I was on communications and public relations, and then there's people on technology, operations, hospitality, merch. Like it's all out there.
It's a massive time for Penn State. So like a lot of people, like almost every club and organization is involved with it.
Yeah, they all have their own kind of, I would say, fundraising group.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, dude, that's so awesome. I mean, and if you want to tell everyone, you currently are employed for Penn State right now, right?
Yeah, I'm working at Penn State athletics. Pretty much just working for, I guess, more football and basketball. And I'm a gift processor, so it's every day is always a little different. Where they just come in and they bring in checks. I think the other day someone came in and was like, "Oh yeah, I'm just donating to the school." And I look at it and I was like, "You're going to donate $10,000 just casually on a Tuesday?" Out of nowhere. And I'm just sitting there and I'm shocked. And the lady next to me, she's like, "Oh, it's just a regular Tuesday." I was like, that shouldn't be regular. I don't think any of those should be like cool for right now. But the longer I've been here, the more I start to see it's like people are donating $100,000, $200,000. I'm like,
dude, they must be hitting their bets, man. They must be hitting their bets.
They have to be hitting those bets. That's what I'm. Dude, it's so funny.
They got the stock locks on deck, dude. If you're donating that much, and it's going to a great cause, though. I mean, at the end of the day, is that money being donated right to the university, or is that the money that's donated for THON that's going back to the kids?
So that money is going straight to the university or to athletics.
Oh, okay.
So it just goes straight there, and then like a lot of those kind of save those few college kids who are going to pretty much like who can't get on, who's on the team but doesn't have a full ride, doesn't have a scholarship. So people would make scholarships for those types of kids. So it would be, I think it's awesome.
Yeah, that is. And honestly, if you have the money and you love Penn State like that, I mean, it's a win-win, honestly.
Oh yeah. And you get some of them get their like name on the the sidewalk or.
Oh yeah, that doesn't hurt.
Oh yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. That is pretty awesome. All right. Now to tie off that, how you said basically Penn State sports. Jackson went to Penn State when Saquon Barkley was the running back and when Trace McSorley was the quarterback. Man, tell us a little bit about those games in Happy Valley, those games with the whiteout. I mean, you guys were top 25 for probably 3 years in a row, 4 years in a row at least. Yeah,
and this year might be
this year is something else.
It's a big change. It's a big change. I'm glad I graduated just a little bit, but having Saquon, just watching Saquon, especially always wanting to be a running back, I was like, yeah, there's no way I could have ever done that. And then just seeing what he can do in the weight room, yeah, no shot. He was
absolutely.
He was squatting like 600, 700 pounds. I was like,
dude, he was cleaning like, I don't even know. I can't even put a number on it. He was cleaning an absurd amount of weight, though. I remember seeing that on SportsCenter's Instagram like daily.
Yeah, and there's no way I could have done that. There's
there's no way anyone could have done that. I mean, he's such a special talent, and I feel like a lot of times when guys are like solid in college, everyone is really unsure of what that transition is going to be like when they turn professional. There was no doubt that Saquon was going to transition extremely well into the NFL. I mean, he was getting Barry Sanders comparisons in his senior year at Penn State, and no one disagreed. Everyone was like, "Yep, that seems accurate."
Oh yeah, just the fact that he can move that quickly and also be that strong, ridiculous. It's the craziest thing in the world. And then Trace too. Trace was, I mean, growing up watching Trace and then Michaela is like one of my close friends, and then just watching him just develop was awesome. So for the first time I got up to State College after the 2-2 program, my junior year, I go to there's a juice shop right next to my first apartment here called Dunkin'. We call it Dunkin' because it's above Dunkin' Donuts. And we go over there and I see Trace. I'm like, "Oh, what's up?" And he's like, "Oh, Jackson." And that was my like biggest fame moment ever. And we just started talking about his Mr. McSorley and the Mrs. McSorley. And then just after that, I was just like, all right, I feel accustomed here. I think I'm all good. But yeah
That's so awesome. Like, it's just so cool that, I mean, not only did you go to college and you watched him play and now he's in the NFL, but I mean, for people that are listening or watching that don't know, Jackson and I went to Stonebridge. Trace went to Briar Woods 10 minutes down the road. And the other crazy thing is that wasn't he originally recruited to Vanderbilt as a safety?
Yeah, which I always thought he should have played safety, but it turns out I think he's pretty good. He's pretty good. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, even the Baltimore game, if you watched him, he literally he got that one touchdown, and that was a huge moment. Yeah, that was perfect.
It was,
and that's where
black shoulder.
Oh yeah, and he's TikTok famous. Come on.
Yeah, I want to know who made that song, dude, because someone is not getting credit for making that song.
I have no idea, but he's going to be in the NFL now for maybe an extra 2 years because of just Chase McSorley. Yeah. That guy should be his PR guy forever.
I mean, who knows? You might get some PT tonight. I mean, Ravens kick off in 2 hours. RG3's out. I mean, Lamar Jackson is back, but, I mean, anything can happen in a football game. I mean, I would love to see Trace get an opportunity where he can play, like get more playing time, whether it's on the Ravens. I mean, preferably he stays on the Ravens because they're local. But, I mean, wherever he has to go to get playing time, I just want to see him succeed.
Oh, yeah. I think definitely he could get some playing time tonight. I was kind of researching some stuff just based off how Lamar Jackson is not playing the greatest. And then I still think he has time to show how good he is. I mean, you had a wide receiver playing quarterback for Denver. And you know what I mean? I think Trace, this is the perfect year for him to show what he can do. But yeah, I think it's going to happen this year and next year, and he's going to have his big show.
Yeah, I really hope so. I mean, yeah, he might get playing time tonight if they're just blowing them apart because, I mean, I saw Ravens are minus 380, massive favorite. I didn't take anything in that, but I was looking at it. I'm tempted. I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know about the minus 380 is always tough because you're like, I'm only going to make just a little bit, not too much, maybe $20, $30.
Yeah.
No matter how much you're betting, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I was shaking this week, and I don't know if you know, but there was a boxing fight. I didn't really know much about it, but this guy, Errol Spence, was like a minus 580. I put a little too much on him, got a little risky. I mean, he ended up winning, but I was literally sitting there watching it with the boys, and I was just shaking. I was like, I don't know, boy.
Dude, what's it called? I haven't won a bet in the past 2 weeks, and I have just been dry. Tonight's the night. I'm telling you.
Tonight's the night. That's a great way to think.
I have a feeling tonight is the night. I'm going straight. I'm gonna have I have a Marquise Brown touchdown. That's all I need, and then that's $200. That's all. That's perfect.
Is it Marquise Brown to score first, or to just score in general?
Just to score in general. Which I was like, he's got to have one tonight. I mean, who he can't. I mean, if Lamar's throwing the ball, someone's got to.
Someone's got to catch it, dude. Someone's got to be there. I don't know, dude. These player props always scare me. I like looking at them, but I just pulling trigger on them. I'm just a little gun shy sometimes.
I've been getting pretty careless with it, and I need to stop. That's where it needs to. I need to calm down. I mean, the player props, they look so good. They always look good.
Every single one of them.
And you can parlay them. So I'm just like, the running back's going to score one, and you're like, all right, perfect. All right. And then after that, you just start getting crazy. You start doing the tight ends, and it just gets worse and worse.
It's a rabbit hole, dude. It's a dark hole that's just impossible to come out of. But All right, back to Penn State real quick. If you can pinpoint any exact memories or connections or just awesome times that you've had or that you made at Penn State, can you tell us any stories or anything? Any awesome memories?
Pretty much. So especially I was a part of THON, and there was homecoming, and then definitely Fiji. There was this moment where I kind of realized where it's there's a lot of things going on. And during my senior year, I could pretty much go out and drink every day because I had already had my grades were already done. I knew already I could just do whatever I wanted.
You just get after it.
Oh yeah. I think we were going. I have one other friend, and he was my co-captain for THON. And every Monday we would go to we had meetings from 8 to 11, and every Monday we would go down to this place called the Saloon, and it was karaoke. And from that moment on, and then the drinks were $3 for a pitcher. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, all right, now you're just asking me. You're asking me, and you're blacked out. So that's what happened every single Monday. And then Tuesday, they always had something. We had something going on Tuesdays, and then Wednesdays they had this piano group. So I was going out pretty much every night. And then Sundays, never drink on Sundays. I always made that my rule. I was like, can't do this at all.
That's a good rule to follow.
Oh yeah, unless something comes up and somebody wants to,
or unless the parlay hits.
Exactly.
Unless the parlay hits. If the parlay hits, drinks are on me. Let's just say that. Now, actually, real quick, someone told me to mention this. I'll just say Kyle Takarchik told me to mention this to you. He was like, at any point that you have an opportunity to bring it up in the podcast with Jackson, please do it. Tell me about this Four Loko obsession.
All right. The Four Loko, so I still have this dream. I believe I'm going to be the Four Loko CEO one day. I don't know what it is, but it started with, being in high school where we would just have locos like that. And then my first roommate, his name's crazy enough. His name's Chad. And he's still like one of my best friends to this day. And he would buy 12 pack of locos, and he'd always buy them because he was like, I don't have the money for, they have 12 packs up here.
Well, that's something.
And I wasn't prepared, especially being from Northern Virginia. I thought, I can drink a little bit. And this is a Central PA kid. The first night he drinks 3 locos in the night. I'm like, what just happened? I was like, is this real life? And like, he remembered the night just in bits and pieces, but I was like, this kid's absurd. And ever since then, I was always like, I'll just pregame with a loco, $3, easy. Doesn't matter. Yeah. But now I can't do that every single weekend. You got to prepare yourself. But I apply to Four Loko almost every month, just to send my resume over there.
Just let them know that you're thinking about them.
Yeah, let them know. Like, they need to watch out. I make sure every time I'm like, I'm coming for that position.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Dude, another guy that's big into locos, definitely not as big as you, but Dom Rubino, kid loves a good loco, dude. He only drinks the gold ones. I don't know about what's your favorite flavor? Which one?
I'm on the gold. I love the gold ones. They're the best kind. You can't go wrong with the gold loco. It's like
a terrible Red Bull that just turns you into a dragon, basically, dude. I don't know how else to describe it.
It's perfect. It's perfect. Once you open it, you get that smell. That's probably the worst part of the loco. When you hear that crack and you start just sniffing it, you're like, no.
It's going to be one of those.
The gold's the best. I agree. You know what? Dom's the boy for that, as always.
I love that kid. That kid is something. This kid texts me out of nowhere, like at 1 o'clock in the morning last night, and he was like, "You're the most sus kid I know." And I was like, "Why?" And he was like, "Don't act like I didn't see you at the top of my street an hour ago." I was like, "Dom, I've literally been laying in bed watching the game for the last 4 hours." I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about, dude."
That kid is such a goon. Oh, me and like Grillo talk about them all the time. Like, we love like Takarchik, Dom, Petrakis. Like, we always just start talking about it. So funny.
Yeah, dude, those are my guys. They're a bunch of legends, dude. I love them.
They're so funny.
Super funny guys. That was some solid Penn State talk. Do you have anything else that you want to touch up on Penn State related or any?
Just in general, I think make sure if anyone's still in college, make sure you just go and talk to like new people. That's what I always found. I found myself kind of always seeing new people, especially international students. I actually get to know some of the international students because they have a whole different kind of perspective on life, and it's the best thing in the world to do.
Yeah, that's honestly great advice. There's so many, like, I don't want to say missed opportunities that I feel like kids don't take advantage of in college, but one of those is meeting people and the connections, and like, because it's one of the only times where like you can meet someone from like a total different state that goes to where you go. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I've tried to become more open with meeting people this past semester at Radford, and it's just my friend circle has just gotten so much bigger because of it. So.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. Like, I became best friends with this girl named Jenny, and she was, I guess, grew up in Beijing, and she barely spoke English, but by far the funniest person I've ever met in my life. Like, she's just hilarious. And that's just like those little things. Always make sure, like, just go out and try to meet new people.
Yeah. It doesn't always have to be at parties either. I mean, I meet a lot of people at the library. I meet people at the gym, staying after class, talking to people, like posting, like just you can do it anywhere. I mean, as you know, but anywhere.
Yeah, just go out. Yeah, literally anywhere. Like for some odd reason, people just think you're just gonna meet. You can only meet people at like fraternities or at the bar. And it's like, dude, you can meet someone anywhere if you just kind of let your guard down.
That's what I'm saying. Just let your guard down, be open, and don't think that people need to approach you first. I mean, have that mindset that you go talk to people first. You make the initiative, and it'll go a long way. I mean, it will.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Dude, now let's get into a nice little sports update. It's been a while, so a lot has happened since my last podcast as far as the sports world is concerned. But we'll start top of the hour. Shout out the old Redskins. Buddy's an Eagles fan over here. I didn't know that. For some reason, I thought you may have been a Skins fan, but
well, my dad's a Skins fan, and my brother and mom are Cowboys fans, and I'm an Eagles fan.
Yeah, you're all over the place.
Oh yeah, it's
all over the place.
We're a military family, so we all traveled, so it all just ended up being all dispersed. But
now, real quick, since you were a military family, how many different places have you lived before we get into the sports update?
I think 6 different places. I was born in Washington State. Then we went to Texas for a little bit, North Carolina, Pennsylvania. That's where I started playing football, and then Maryland, and then Virginia.
Okay. So when did you move to Nova?
2nd grade. But during that time, we were moving every single year. And then
so Nova was like your first actual like place where you were stationary for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
Okay. And do your parents or family have any like aspirations to move now that you've graduated college?
I think so. I really don't know. My dad's a pretty crazy dude, which I mean I can touch up on. Like the other day, I slept in the basement. I wake up, it's like 5:30, and he's doing backpedaling drills, like DB drills, and saying, "You still got this," because in his mind he said, "Oh yeah, I think I could still go out for the NFL," and he believed it, and he still does.
Dude, what an animal, dude!
Like that. Oh yeah, he wakes up, works out. Like during a normal time, he'll work out 4 to 6 in the morning. He's just, dude. He's a crazy dude.
Yeah, you gotta love dads that just still get after it and still chasing that. They have that little hope of their dream, and they're just holding on to it, dude. I love it. I love it.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, that's like Damon's dad. Like I'll be sleeping over at his house, and they got like the whole gym set up in their basement. It'll be like 5 o'clock in the morning, and this dude just comes down, straps on the Nikes, and just goes to town. I'm like, buddy, I was like, I just went to bed 30 minutes ago. Like, let me get some sleep, man. Like, I promise the weight set will be there in 2 hours. I promise. You don't have to worry about that. But oh no, it's one of those things. I just love it. I mean, my dad he gets after it a little bit. He's not doing no DB drills at 5 in the morning, but he dabbles with it.
Oh yeah, that's the best part about it. As long as I think that's where it starts off. If you see your dad doing, like deep down, you want to be doing it at that age.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. And especially with like, I don't know. I mean, obviously we don't have the means to like take advantage of it, but like that's why I feel like athletes are able to play so much longer nowadays, just because like the recovery things that they have, like the hyperbolic chambers. I'm not saying like our dads are taking advantage of that, but like that's why athletes are able to play to like 40 years old, 45 years old, because like the recovery things that they utilize are just insane. They make you like Iron Man or something.
Oh yeah, that's why Tom Brady can play forever and take a sack and he's not dead. But yeah, Adrian Peterson, that's my dad's inspiration right now. But yeah, he's he's like 35, 36, still running the ball.
At least still running it, dude.
Yeah.
And you got people like LeBron James, I mean, still at the peak of NBA basketball, and he's like his 18th season or something like that.
I hope one day to see him and his son play.
Yeah. Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
I would love to see. We can actually start with that with the sports update rather than the Skins. If you guys don't know, Anthony Davis a week ago signed a 5-year extension with the Lakers for $190 million. LeBron James signed a 2-year extension for $85 million, and his contract with the Lakers will expire when Bronny, his son, is able to enter the NBA. So a lot of people are thinking that he will just sign a 1-year contract with whatever team drafts Bronny. So, yeah, I mean, like you just said, I would love to see LeBron play with Bronny as well. I mean, that'd be such a special moment for the league and his family and everyone involved.
Oh, yeah. I think that would be one of the most, like, the craziest time in the world, other than this year. But that would be like the moment where it's like a father-son like playing basketball together. That's something you dream of.
Yeah.
And you can see like he's been coaching he coached his son to play. I think he's coaching his son to play with him in a way, being able to be a good teammate for him also. And honestly, that's just one of the coolest things I think out there. And that's something you can only dream of.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Dude, one thing, I mean, obviously, I would assume that he blocks it out and everything, but just imagine the pressure of Bronny Jr., Bronny James, whatever you want to call him. It's just like everyone is literally like, hey, bud, like you're going to be playing with your dad. And it's like he's still a sophomore in high school trying to figure out the varsity team or whatever. You know what I mean? Obviously, he's at the top of his game right now for where he's playing, but that just must be a massive amount of pressure on him.
Oh, yeah. And I think that's always the struggle with a lot of definitely athletes is their mental. Like starting off with one of my internships was for athletes who are going through like these hard times, and they would talk about how just generally how hard it is to deal with the pressure, and it's impossible, especially being at that young age. It's going to be tough for him, especially going into the NBA.
Yeah. I totally agree. And I got to just give a quick shout out to when he was smoking the old J-Ski or the blunt on Instagram. Dude, those memes were hilarious. Like people put him in like a Trailblazers uniform.
I started dying. And you know when LeBron got home, he got his ass beat pretty much. Oh,
for sure. Guaranteed. I mean, I don't know. It's necessary that LeBron may have been upset that he was smoking. It may just have been that like now everyone knows that he smoked or something like that. I feel like LeBron is a chill dad. I mean, obviously it's like get your stuff done, but I feel like at the end of the day, he just wants his kids to do.
Oh yeah, man, you got J.R. Smith coming in the household. He's probably the one that sold it to him. I mean, that's always.
Dude, have you ever seen the J.R. Smith Shumpert interview where they're like, "Good morning, America, Mom"? You know what I'm talking about? Dude, they are blasted in that, no doubt.
J.R. Smith is my favorite basketball player. Just not like, I guess personality, not by his playing, just because he's hilarious.
Hilarious, dude. I mean, I love J.R. Smith. And, oh, my bad. Got a little ESPN update right there. Yeah, I love J.R. Smith. I just keep coming around to that shot that he didn't take in the finals. But, I mean, regardless, I don't know what the hell he was thinking. But regardless, honestly, if you don't like J.R. Smith, you're just not a friendly person, I feel like. J.R. Smith is the guy. But, okay, back to the Redskins real quick. I just want to touch up on it.
Oh, yeah.
Steelers were 11-0. Redskins were 4-7. Giants took first place after beating the Seahawks on Sunday. I thought the Redskins were going to get smacked. I mean, honestly, I had hope and I had a little bit of optimism. But when I woke up on Monday and I saw that Vegas had it -5.5 for the Steelers, I was like, whoa. Like, I was expecting it to be like a 13-point favorite, and I was like, okay, if Vegas has it this close, something sus is going to happen in this game. And what do you know? Yeah. My old Skins pulled it out, so cheers.
That was great. I mean, just being from Virginia, I wish I was like, if bars were open, I think, or just people were allowed to go outside, people would have been going crazy just because of how this season has been. You know what I mean? Definitely. Just the fact that you guys finally – I hate the Steelers by far, especially all my old roommates were Steelers fans.
Yeah. That
felt good. I might not be the biggest Redskins fan, but for last night, I was a Redskins fan. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
I feel like a lot of people thrive or like lived through the Redskins last night. Like everyone just wanted to see the Steelers lose. So it's like, I don't care if the Bengals beat them or the Redskins. I'm just going to cheer that team on for that night. So,
oh yeah.
I mean, Redskins got a little hot streak going, bud. Like, I mean, I think 3-game win streak.
I think they can do it. I honestly think they can. I mean, the Giants, they're not that good. So if you have the Giants lose one game, the Redskins can make they could be on the competition. And then the Eagles and Cowboys, probably not. But I can see the Skins. They look
I know we do have a tough schedule coming up. It's just one of those things like Antonio Gibson hurt his toe last night in like the first 2 minutes of the game. Like if he's out for an extended period of time, it's not looking good. I mean, our run game is just not nice without him. So I don't know.
I think, but McKissick can do something. I think
he can catch.
He's nice. He's not too bad. As long as Alex Smith stays legit, then I think you guys are good. And McLaurin is, I mean, that dude is dirty.
Dude, he's the truth. He is
So
literally the
nice.
truth. Yeah, I love McLaurin. That was a hot pickup for us. It's just, I don't know. I don't want to get my hopes up. I mean, we're still tied with the Giants, and obviously, like, I think whoever comes out of the NFC East is getting a home playoff game just to lose by 20. So
Oh yeah.
it'll be
It's
a good moment, but it's like, are you going to beat the Seahawks in the playoffs? Like, are you going to beat the Saints in the playoffs? Probably not. Let's call a spade a spade. Like, come on now.
oh yeah.
Like, I don't
And the
know.
Steelers aren't. They honestly, Dave Portnoy ranked them like 5th or 6th, right after last night. They're not that good, and but at the same time, I think the Redskins could. I could see them beating a few teams in the playoffs.
I hope so,
I have a
man. I don't know.
feeling.
I want to give.
I have a feeling.
I know. I feel like our defense is just nasty, dude. And our defense plays like with so much energy that they just throw that on the offense. And then every now and then the offense will go 3 and out 4 times in a row. But every time that defense just never lacks confidence or energy. And I love it. I love watching our defense play.
Oh yeah, you have the D line of like the craziest D line maybe of all time. I would say it's the best D line I've ever seen.
Yeah, as far as age is concerned, for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, they're all under 26 or 25. I mean, a bunch of animals, dude. Bunch of animals. But I don't know. I mean, the NFL is exciting this year. I can't lie. I mean, it's definitely the Chiefs. As of right now, I would just say, I mean, this is just my opinion. It's the Chiefs' Super Bowl to lose. I mean, the Chiefs definitely are the favorites. They've shown that they can overcome adversity if they're down in the fourth quarter or second half or whatever. But Steelers, some listeners are going to hate this, but they're a little overrated. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, they almost lost to the Cowboys a couple weeks ago. They've won a couple games by inside a touchdown, and you just lost to the Washington football team. So there you go.
Yeah, I tell this to Zach Wold every day. I'm like, Steelers, I don't see them winning 2 playoff games. I don't see it.
Yeah.
So I think I'm excited. I'm more excited to see the Redskins than I am about any other team because I think they kind of have something. So yeah.
I agree. Now let's get into the other day. It was announced. Should we start with Logan and Floyd, or do you want to start with Jake and Nate? Whichever one you want to start with. We can skim over both, honestly.
I think I want to start with Jake and Nate.
Jake and Nate, because that was a while ago. Okay, so on the co-main event of Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr., this was 2 Saturdays ago for people that aren't familiar. Jake Paul fought 3-time NBA champion Nate Robinson. Man, he beat his ass. I can't lie. He whooped his ass, dude. It was one of those things where a lot of people were just like wondering if Jake would be, because that was Jake's 3rd boxing fight, if now fighting a professional athlete would make any difference. And it proved that he can fight, man. As annoying as he might be, he can throw hands.
Oh yeah. I mean, he honestly, I don't like him at all, but I mean, after that knockout, I was like, all right, he might be able to box. He might be able to do something. Yeah. But yeah, when I saw Nate Robinson just on the ground, I was like, for not just me, but for all the other black people, we felt it. We were all. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is terrible. Especially since Nate called him out, I was like, man, we just went. Someone said the other day was like, yeah, we just went back 400 years, and I just started crying. But yeah,
dude, some of those memes were brutal, dude. Those memes
they were so funny.
I just feel bad for Nate. Like, obviously, yeah, you said he called him out, but I feel like you Google Nate Robinson or you YouTube Nate Robinson for the next 10 years, the first thing that will come up is this knockout, and then you got to scroll down to see the dunk highlights. You're gonna have to scroll down to see them dunk highlights.
I mean, I don't know why he even. It's terrible PR for him. His legacy is now just gone. It's nowhere to be found for now.
Now, I said this when the fight was happening because I was watching it with a good amount of people. There was no reason for that fight to keep going after the first knockdown. I mean, he knocked him down the slowest 10 count I've ever seen. And then even when he got back up, the referee's asking him like 10 questions. It's like, dude, if he can't get up and be ready to go in 10 seconds, the fight's over. Like, and he gave him 25 seconds. And then the second knockdown wasn't any better.
After the first one, you could tell he was like, yeah, I wish he just said, yeah, stop the fight. Like, that's because the next hit, that's going to affect him for probably the rest of his life. I mean, that hit, he was gone. Like, I've never seen someone that fast
that
asleep.
dead.
I was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, dude, and the head like just smacked off the ground. But like you said, there was no recovering after that first knockdown because, I mean, I'm a huge boxing fan, so I've been watching it a while. Where he got hit like right behind the ear. That nerve controls your equilibrium. So if you get hit there hard enough, your balance is done for an hour or like 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
So like there was no chance of him coming back and regaining his composure in such a short amount of time.
Oh, definitely.
I think the ref had money on a violent knockout is basically what I'm saying.
I think boxing was just like, they're like, all right, we need some more excitement. Like, this is what we need. And that's what they needed, honestly, because they've been kind of struggling just in general because no one watches boxing that much anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like that's what they needed.
Yeah. Because every now and then you got like Tyson Fury against Wilder or Anthony Joshua or Canelo or, you got the big names, but they only fight once a year or something like that. The UFC is just swallowing like everyone, dude. Like any combat league is just, it's UFC basically. It's UFC or nothing is what it seems.
Oh yeah. And UFC, when you watch UFC, you're just like that. It's way more exciting than boxing. I mean, you gotta be kidding me. Watching someone try to strangle another person, that's just a great time. Especially with the boys, you know what I mean? You're
with the
like,
boys. Dude, I swear, I mean, this might just be my opinion, but there is nothing better to bet on than a fight. It's just so exciting. I don't know why. Yeah. I just love it. I mean, the thing is, like, you bet on a basketball game or you bet on a football game, that money is for the duration of the game. So it's like you're not going to get it for 3 hours or anything like that. You know what I mean? Sometimes a fight, you can bet on a fight like the co-main event, have your money within 5 minutes, and then you just double down on the main event or something like that. It's not like you have to wait an extended period of time for your bet to cash.
Oh yeah, I like betting more on UFC just because it's like it's just running through people every single time, and I'm like, this is perfect. This is what everyone wants. It's the fastest money you can make.
Yeah, I'll start giving you. I mean, I don't want to say this and now jinx it, so knock on some wood if you're around some wood. But I've been decent with my UFC picks for the last couple months, so I would love to give you some of my picks on fight night.
All right, yeah, definitely. We have some. We have our group message from all of us from high school, and we still sit in like all our bets and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Lawton. Just if you remember Lawton Riggs.
Oh yeah, Lawton Riggs, classic.
Yeah, he sends in his stuff every single time, and every single time I've never seen him win a bet. I don't think he's ever won a bet in his entire life.
I'm not listening to that. That guy's on a dry streak, son.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I should say this on camera. I'll say it on camera. I don't even care. So, do you remember when he was dating Abby?
Yes, Abby DeVito.
So I worked at Harris Teeter. This is like freshman year of high school. And, I was like a little like just a random kid, just didn't care about anything. I would always take Snapchats and post it on my story, and I'd be like, "Oh, hard day bagging groceries with the girlfriend." You know what I mean? Like just like saying stuff like this. And someone screenshotted it and sent it to him, and he wanted to beat my ass, dude. Like he literally like. I mean, obviously, like I was cool with him for like he wasn't actually gonna do it, but he was like, "Yo, man, like cut the Snapchats. Like I'm not with that. Like that's my girl." I was like, "All right, man, I got you." Like it's just Harris Teeter vibes.
That's always Lawton, though. I mean. Lawton's not going to do anything. He never would. Exactly.
Dude, he's a kind-hearted guy, honestly. He's a very nice dude. I love him.
Oh, yeah. I think, especially junior and senior, he got the hype of being like, oh, yeah, he's getting looks for football. And I don't think he should have just – I thought it was probably hilarious.
Yeah.
The amount of jokes I probably made in front of him, at that point, he probably should have punched me more than he should have tried to hit you.
Yeah. Everybody's got a ring, right? National championship for JMU? No?
Yeah, and he just got married.
Congratulations, Lawton.
Yeah.
Congratulations, dude. And Air Force?
Yeah, he's in the Air Force.
Air Force. Yeah. It seems like everyone in your friend group or your circle from high school is doing well.
Yeah, I don't know how it happened because it wasn't going well when we left Stonebridge.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. I mean, Grillo, he's in med school at Georgetown, and then
damn.
Yeah, it's crazy. Thomas Radford, he's moving down to Charlotte. You have Joe Thompson's, he's working for NASCAR.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang, dude. Like that's what I'm saying. You guys all seem like you're doing your own thing, but you guys are still like mad tight. Like you guys are still like real close to each other, which is like.
Oh yeah, we text every single day. Like it's nonstop. Like we still mess with each other. We still are like so close, and we try to stay close just because it's like we played football together since what, 7th grade, and I don't think anything can break it up. But yeah.
Now, how did you? Because you said you moved here in 2nd grade, so I guess that's a long time ago. But when did you start becoming friends with them?
So it was me and Ben Morgan. We were neighbors growing up, and then we had this one football team. I guess the Stonebridge Select, if you remember those.
Yeah, I remember the Select days.
All the high school kids or high schools together for middle school, and me and then we all just started playing together. Next thing we know, we are just all best friends, just because like we were all together.
Yeah.
But yeah, and just like that,
friends for life. Yeah, brothers for life. I love that, man. Okay, now should we get back onto just a little bit of fighting with the Floyd Mayweather Logan Paul? Get back into that, because the thing is, like, so a couple days ago, I think it was 2 days ago, or maybe last night, I'm not really sure, it was announced that Floyd Mayweather will be boxing Logan Paul in an exhibition on Saturday, February 20th, 2020 or 2021. Floyd's gonna pepper him. I don't know. Floyd's gonna pepper him, but
I was looking at the bets right after you called, and I was like, he's what's it called? Paul's plus 1,500, and I was like, I mean, at this point, it's possible. It is possible that he does, just because he's so much bigger than him. And I think Floyd's just like, if you see him like in person, apparently he's very skinny. And I'm like,
so just off the top of my head, Floyd is 5'8", Logan is 6'2". Logan's going to have like a 5-inch reach advantage. Now, I don't know, because they haven't announced the rules yet, but I have a feeling Floyd's going to make him cut weight, because when Floyd fought McGregor, I want to say Floyd weighed like 150, and when Logan fought KSI in the rematch, it was 199. So if they're actually going in there with a 50-pound weight advantage and a 4-inch height advantage, I'm not saying he's going to land the punch, but I'm just saying if the punch lands,
that's it.
It's it, dude. Like,
I mean, Mayweather. All I'm saying is Mayweather could take his first loss from a Paul brother, which would be terrible for him also, and for the black community.
Dude, that would literally, like, I don't even know, like, I don't even know what to say. Like, if that happened, like, if he actually lost his first ever fight against Logan Paul. Like, I just don't know what would happen. Like, I truthfully don't know what would happen. Like with boxing, or with like his superstardom would just go above and beyond. Like, I don't know. I just don't know what would happen.
I don't know why he would. I think he should fight. Mayweather should fight someone like Kevin Hart. I think that would be fun. I don't know why. It's someone his size, but definitely not someone that big. I'm telling you, I'm putting it down. I think Paul's gonna win.
Really?
I'm actually putting it down now.
Yo, what's the time right now? 6:30 on Tuesday, December 8th, 2020. Jackson says Logan's gonna win.
And I'm calling the knockout too.
Okay, look at the round. Knockout. This is crazy, bro. I'm gonna clip this.
I'm calling the knockout.
Someone clip this. All right, what round is this knockout gonna happen?
I'm thinking 3rd round. I'm actually serious. I'm putting 3rd round. Knockout.
Dude, this is crazy. You got to bet on him now. I mean, I feel like all I'm going to take that night, I don't know, because Floyd's going to be like a minus 4,000. There's no value there. I'm just going to take the over, and I'll probably sprinkle a little bit on Logan, but I'll take the over. Will be more likely. That'll probably hammer the over. Now that I think of it.
Oh yeah, I think, I'm telling you, I would bet on it, but I have a good feeling February's coming, and Black History Month. I feel lucky when it hits February, so I know I have a good feeling that he might get knocked out. Mayweather might.
Dude, that would be nuts. I mean, that would be nuts. And one thing I don't like is how a bunch of people are saying like obviously boxing is a dying sport, but everyone's like, this is disrespectful to boxing. Like having Floyd stoop down to Logan's level. It's like, dude, who is watching boxing right now? Like, this is going to bring so many eyes to the sport. I just don't know why. Like, it's not a bad idea. It's like publicity for the sport. Like, it's one night. All you got to believe is that on February 20th, boxing will be the most popular sport in the world.
Night. Everyone's going to be watching it.
Yeah.
Especially Mayweather. Yeah.
Yeah. That's going to be nuts. Now, one fight I would like to see is Logan versus Jake. I would like to see that fight.
I'd pay for that.
I'd pay top dollar for that, dude. Oh my goodness.
I don't think they could do it. I don't think they might fight each other, but I couldn't see them fist fighting each other. That's so difficult to do.
Yeah, both of them have already said that they want to. I mean, I was watching a little soundbite a week ago, and Jake was saying, like, if the money's right, I'll fight Logan. I'm like, you're an animal, dude. I was like, you're literally like, that would be so weird for their family, like, just watching it and, like, I mean, I'm not in their family. I don't care. I'd watch it and I'd bet on it. So, like, I'm not a part of that.
Holidays it'd be real different.
Real different for Christmas or two. I don't know. That'd be something. But I like the celebrity boxing vibe. I mean, it's a lot different. It's better than the rap battles or anything like that. It's like, let's get in there and let's scrap. Let's see.
I think celebrity boxing is way better. I think it's the perfect thing for boxing. Definitely, as you said. Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, it brings a lot of eyes to the sport. Now we need one YouTuber to be ballsy enough to do an MMA fight. That's the real fight.
David Dobrik. That's who I'm putting. Dude, that's who I want to see out there.
That would be jokes. That guy would lose inside 5 seconds, dude. Maybe. I don't know. He's a funny guy. I can't hate on Dobrik. He makes good videos.
I think he's funny. I could just see him just being done in the first 10 seconds, 20 seconds.
Yeah. All I got to say is I'm taking the under that night. I'm taking the under that night. Let's see what other okay. Sorry. I usually have this is my first time over Zoom, like I said. So usually I have the outline in front of me. So I'm like interviewing the person like face to face so I can read off the outline, but I have my phone over here and it keeps on going dark on me. So I have to reopen it back up. But Russell Westbrook to the Wizards. You like it or not? It's king of the sing it.
I actually love Russ. He's just mentally, he has a Mamba mentality. So I like that. And you know what? Like, I really don't. John Wall was cool and all for the beginning, but it's hard to have someone you like and you're like, all right, well, he's just sitting here throwing out gang signs. But yeah, and I think Russ is a good thing definitely for DC.
Yeah, and I mean, this is kind of cliche, but the best ability is availability, and John Wall has not shot a basketball in a real game in 2 years or something like that. Like, I don't know. Like, it's been a while. I mean, I like John Wall just as much as the next guy. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. When I first heard the news, I was against it. I was like, dude, John Wall. I got 2 John Wall jerseys. I was all sour, and now like I let it sit in me for like a day or two, and I'm like, I like it, man. Russell brings that energy. He brings the passion, and it's a new vibe in DC. So I'm here for it.
Exactly. And you know, like, the thing about Russell Westbrook is he's not going to lose. He does not like losing, and that's a huge change. You know what I mean? Because as Wizards, we're always kind of feeling like, oh, well, we may not make it this year. That's not going to happen with Westbrook. You know, he's coming in hot. First day of practice. Yeah.
I saw that. I saw that because I follow the Wizards on Twitter, that the first practice 2 days ago, he showed up 3 hours early. I'm like, that's just something that they're going to get used to. Like, it's not like that's just he's doing it for the first day of practice. Like, he's going to be first one in, last one out for the remainder of his Wizards career probably.
Oh, yeah. And he's going to build – I think that Westbrook is a good person to build around for the next 3 years and get some young players to learn from him. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, and we've drafted pretty well. I mean, recently, I like the Rui Hachimura pick, who we drafted. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but we drafted 9th overall this year. Got a solid piece. Bradley Beal, it is what it is, man. I mean, I like it. We'll definitely make the playoffs, like you said.
I think it looks good to me. I think honestly, Westbrook is one of those players who's just like, I'm not going to give up, and that's who the Wizards need, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. I'm here for it. Now you look at John Wall, it's like you demanded a trade, you got that trade, and now James Harden just said an hour ago before we started this podcast that he wants to be traded to the Sixers or an Eastern competitor or something like that. I forget what his exact words were. But so now John Wall is going to be stuck all alone at the Houston strip clubs by himself. So
yeah.
How's that going to be? But like, go on.
I think no one really wants – a lot of people – I don't think many people want to play with him just because you never know. He could be injured tomorrow. Like, he just doesn't seem as, you know, he can play, but sometimes he doesn't want to play. It seems like after watching him for we've watched him for so long.
Yeah, for like 7 years, 8 years. It was a good run though. I can't lie. I love
After
me some
watching the John Walls. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I bought the John Walls. You know what I mean? 7th grade. Getting the John Walls.
For
Oh
sure.
yeah.
When he what was it? I think it was his first ever Wizards game when he cracked out the Dougie, and that's when the Dougie was hot. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, it was a hot dance for a minute. I don't remember that.
Oh, he brought the energy for those first few games. For the first few years, I was like, this. I want to be this guy one day. but yeah.
Yeah. Dude, John Wall is a classic guy. And at the end of the day, we're not rolling the dice on his career with the injury because, I mean, tearing your Achilles, I mean, some guys have come back from it, but some guys, it's just totally railed their career. So it's like, we're not even rolling the dice. We'll just take Russell, who's, knock on wood, barely been injured, but I can't even remember a time where Russell was injured.
Definitely.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a new vibe. It is. Now, what do you think about he's not wearing number 0? I saw Gilbert Arenas gave him the blessing and said, if you want to wear 0, feel free. And Russell was like, no, I've always wanted to wear 4, but it's never been available. What do you think?
I kind of like Russ with the 4 because it kind of it says like, all right, I was 0 these other teams. This is going to be a whole different team. And that's where it's like, I know for, some sports players, they're like, when I change numbers, this could be my year. That's what I'm hoping he's like. But I think I could rock with a 4. I might buy a jersey. I'm thinking about it.
That's what I'm saying.
I think he should.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I like him rocking 4. Yeah, I mean 0. It's in the past, man. You know what I mean? Like never won a championship rocking 0. So let's switch it up and see what it does.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it looks like we covered. I mean, is there anything else sports related that you want to talk about? I mean, you said you're an Eagles fan, so anything there or anything like I'll talk any sports right now, man. I don't care.
I can. I can talk about the startup since it's with.
That was actually what I had next. That's what I had next lined up in the outline. So I mean, you could just take it away. But yeah, Jackson has a startup that he just founded. So
yeah, we just started. It's my dad and I and my 2 friends from school, and it's pretty much it's coming out. The website starts next Thursday. And you can live stream. It's pretty much Twitch, but for betting. So you can live stream yourself, and you can be just you and the boys, and you can just be sitting there, and you can put your bets down, what you guys have, and then you have a chat box, same old thing, and that's pretty much it. And for right now, it's going to be free, and then we do promotions a little bit, and then from there on, it can be. If you get 50 followers, 100 followers, we'll send you like a T-shirt, some swag, Dude, and then
I'm gonna need to sign up for that, 100%.
Oh yeah,
I'm definitely gonna sign up for that.
It should be pretty sick. But
now, did you pull any of ideas to start that from Barstool? Because they go live all the time in that little chat room that they have or whatnot.
Yeah, it actually started with my dad, who has never watched Barstool. He was like, yeah, what if you could just like watch people's reactions when stuff like that happens? I was like, it's actually a really good idea. And then so we just kind of ran with it, and he doesn't really watch anything, so he just kind of thought about it randomly one day.
Yeah. So you guys already have the website built and everything is just ready to launch?
Yeah, we're just working on getting the promotion part set in. So hopefully we should be ready by Thursday.
Yeah.
And just for that Thursday night game.
For sure. Dude, yeah, you're going to have to send me the link because I'll promote it. I'll help you promote it. And anyone listening or watching right now, I mean, Jackson's Instagram is going to be below in the description. So make sure to send him a DM if you're interested in that. I think that's a great idea. That is honestly brilliant because every now and then I'll be at my apartment with my roommates and we'll have a fat parlay cooking that we all took, and it will come down to like the final drive, and we'll set up our phones just to record our reaction and send it to people on Snapchat. But that's brilliant. I like it. I like it a lot.
And it's so easy. All you have to do is use you're just using YouTube, and we thought we could try to hook up with like a YouTube deal or something just because YouTube's dying because of TikTok. So I'm just like, all right, well, hopefully this could be it. This could be the one that takes us out of Ashburn. Who knows?
Takes us out of the burn. Dude, maybe that's the one that can get you guys to afford all you can eat at Buffalo Wing Factory. They're raising the prices there. Don't think I don't see it.
We went over and I was like, I saw when he said, yeah, it's like $30. I was like, Hugh, shut your mouth. There's no way I'm paying $30 when back in the day it was like, what, $16?
I remember it at $14.99. Like I literally remember that.
And those were the days. And
Those
now
were
they're
days.
asking $30.
Dude, and it's not the same when you walk in there and there's no jerseys on the wall and there's no like I miss that crusty vibe, honestly. Like I worked there for 2 years and it was just like I feel like I was at the tail end of it actually being wings. Now
Oh
it's
yeah.
too bougie, man. I don't like it.
You used to have like wing competitions, and now it's like I'm not going to spend $30
Yeah.
on wings that they're not that good. You
Yeah.
know, like, so
Yeah, I mean, they're still pretty damn good, but not worth $30 though. I agree.
I'm telling you, back in the day, they were way better. I
Yeah.
think
No, I think they
than
definitely
now.
took a
Oh yeah.
little ingredient out or two. I don't know. I mean, they definitely changed. I mean, I don't want to say, I mean, obviously I prefer wings, but when I go there, I usually get bites just because I feel like it fills me up more. I feel like I get more to eat.
Oh yeah. I think that's what our one friend Jacob Ziller he does. He's like, dude, just get the bites, and then I just started copying after him because it's way more food and it's cheaper.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a couple bucks cheaper, but it's like 3 times as much meat, honestly, like in my opinion. It
Oh
just
yeah.
depends. I really like that idea though with the startup. Like that's brilliant. Like so your dad was the one that created that idea?
Yeah, he takes a walk every day, and he does like an hour walk every for each meal, and he just came back home at one point, and he was like, "Yeah, what if we just do this idea?" And next thing we know, we call up this company, a tech company, to like build our website. We're like, "We have this idea. Can you guys start working on it?" And just right then and there, the past 3 months, we've been working on just different stuff, different kind of business plans, figuring it all out, and
Yeah.
we're that's how we're gonna go. And I got some content from the what's it called, Mike Tyson fight and Nate Robinson fight.
Oh, so you got a
And
little some things lined up.
oh yeah, I have one. I have Nick McIntyre almost about to cry because of the Tyson fight. When it came and on like cue, it says the fight is a draw, and his face just literally just goes. And for like I think 10 minutes, it's just him and his like eyes start to tear up. It's the funniest thing I've ever
That's
seen.
what I'm saying. There's nothing funnier than because like I said, I'll record my reaction and I'll send it to some people. Dude, people love it. Like even
Oh
if they
yeah.
don't know what the game was or like who was playing or how much money I had on. By the way, never talk numbers. If you like, you don't ask numbers and don't talk numbers. But it's one of those things like people just love like emotional reactions, whether it's positive. Because I mean, there's been times where I've won and I flip the phone up and I'm doing flips and like stuff. You know what I mean? I'm just going off the wall. And then when
Oh yeah.
I lose.
Oh, that is the worst feeling in the world. And then it's the moment where you can't sleep. That is the hardest part when you start to be like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. I don't know what it is, but actually I do know what it is. It's that other dude.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, I wish you could just invest in sports betting, like just straight up sports betting the industry, because it's so popular now, but it is not even tapped into its potential. Like I actually think that in 5 years, 10 years, every scoreboard will have the lines. I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I feel like ESPN, I mean, if you're just watching SportsCenter, they're throwing lines out there every now and then, like little slick jabs and stuff. But like, I just can't imagine once it gets legalized across the country, they're going to be preaching it left and right. They're going to be like, let's cut to the live lines. What's it at? Or who knows?
Oh, they're going to have, I think that's where Barstool is going to become like one of the most known companies, just because they're going to have Barstool there just always like talking about betting and all this stuff. And I think that's why I can see Barstool doing some huge stuff with that. I mean, that is who Barstool is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like I said to you on our FaceTime call, the stock or the company that bought them, Penn National Gaming, were $3 like back in March, and now it's $77. And I still think $77 is a good buy. I mean, that's what it's at today. But I mean, sheesh, man, I could see that being a couple $100 in 2 years or 3 years. Like that's a solid play in my opinion. Penn National Gaming for people listening. So
yeah. Oh, Penn National and he gave everyone the tip too. He said, everyone go buy Penn National. Like he was like,
yeah,
he gave everyone the kind of tip, and not many people took it. And next thing you know, it's gone up.
Yeah. And every dollar it goes up, he just makes so much more money. Cause I'm pretty sure a lot of the deal that they made is through the stock. Like he owns
Yeah.
like a massive amount of the stock. So, I don't know, man. I just love betting, dude. It's the thrill. Like you wake up, like this is gonna sound like I'm an addict or something, but like I'm not. But it's like you wake up one day and you're just dragging. Like you just have no energy. Put money on a game.
Yeah.
Just put money, like just live bet a game. Like you'll get a rush of adrenaline and you'll want to go outside and do something if it hits.
There's nothing but Wednesdays and Tuesdays. It just feels good. You know, like
it does. And I mean, obviously, like bet responsibly. Like don't put yourself in a massive hole unless you're really confident in a lock. I mean, sometimes a lock is a lock. Let's be, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you feel you got confident, but it's like just bet reasonably and you'll have fun with it. You really will.
Oh, definitely. And it's the best way to like I don't want to watch the Miami Dolphins. Like I don't care about this team, but when you put money on it, now I do care about this team.
Exactly. You know? That's what I'm saying. It's nice, man.
Oh yeah, and I know a lot of and I know it's more of like a male thing. I know a lot of girls who are getting into it now too, which is about to be crazy. Yeah,
that's crazy. That is crazy. I don't know a girl that bets, but I'm not opposed. Honestly, you can use my code, and I'll get some replay out of it. So hit me up if you want to start betting.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's now. Do you ever are you big into other forms of gambling? Like, do you ever play like live casino, or you ever go to actual casinos?
So we go to, it's either MGM or the West Virginia casino. It's by Ashland. It's like 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
If you ever go,
I've never been, but I've heard of it.
Oh yeah, that's where we've been going. Like when we were home, and then we go to MGM every once in a while. But yeah, I love the casino. That's like my favorite thing in the world.
Uh-huh.
I want to try to hit almost every casino in the world. I've been to the one over in Amsterdam and Barcelona, and they've just been so much fun.
Yeah. What's your favorite game to play?
I'm more of a roulette person.
Oh, my God, that's like that's like 80% of what I did when I was in Vegas.
Oh yeah, roulette is my favorite thing in the world. I like blackjack too, but roulette
is just so cut and clear. There's no like running around the rules or trying to like take advantage or thinking. It's red or black, odd or even, what number, like first 12, last 12, middle 12, like what are we taking? You know what I mean? It's just very like stone cold.
And it's the one game where if you start, I guess, making a lot of money, you end up like actually making more money because you have so much money on the numbers. So that's the one of my favorite games where it's just like, all right, if you have a bunch of money, you're not really going to lose that much. So yeah.
Dude, when I was in Vegas, like the first roulette table I sat down at when I turned 21, I watched this guy put $300, 5 spins in a row on 23. And every time before the dealer spun the ball, he'd be like, "Let's go, MJ. Let's go, MJ." I was like, dude, relax. I was like, it's not going to hit, dude. Like, you got to sprinkle it across. Don't just hammer down on one number.
Oh, yeah. That's by far the craziest thing.
Yeah. But I was like, if it hit, I mean, come on, this guy is going nuts if it hits. But it didn't hit. It missed 5 in a row, and then he just walked off. And I was like, okay, you just ended your night. I don't know how much you made or lost. I'm not going to ask, but you just lost $1,500 on 5 spins. So
I don't know why you kept going for MJ. I don't know what.
I don't know, dude. He literally every time he'd be like, "Let's go, MJ," and I'm like,
"What?"
I was like, I don't know about that. I love it, man. Have you ever been to Vegas?
I went to Vegas for because we were going to the Rose Bowl. I was not 21 yet, so
okay. You're gonna have to go back, man. It's dangerous, is what it is, I guess.
Oh yeah, I saw some of my like friends went around May when we were graduating, and they like the videos are hilarious. Like,
yeah.
It sounds like such a good time. We're all going to try to go in a few to go visit Lawton and stuff. So
is he stationed close to Nevada?
Yeah, he's like right. I think he's right in Nevada. So
really,
it's perfect.
That is perfect. Yeah. That's going to be a great time going down there with the boys. Yeah, that's because a lot of my friends aren't 21. I mean, we're on like the cusp of being 21, so it's like we're close enough. But I was just saying to them, I was like, you have to have like a decent amount of money saved up to have fun, because if you go there with $200 to gamble, there's a good chance you're going to lose that 200 right away because you just don't know what you're doing. Like it took me, like I was telling you on the FaceTime, it took me like a good day and a half to actually get like comfortable with like a strategy because I was just in there like red, black, red, black, red. You know what I mean? Like I was just all over the place. And then I learned like how to like actually have a decent strategy with roulette. So.
Oh yeah, you have to be going in. Like you have to go in. I like always beforehand for my first time going to casino. I kind of had to read all the rules, and I started to do just like play apps and stuff. It's tough for the first time, definitely. Yeah.
I love it though. I mean,
it's so much fun.
It is. It really is. Okay, let's segue in. I mean, like I said, link in the description. Please hit up Jackson if you guys are interested in his startup. That's a brilliant idea. I mean, I'm excited. I think you are like, especially with your personality and like how driven you are, and you have other people you're working with, and you're working with your dad. I think you could really take it to the next level and just see where it goes. So,
thank you. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna throw it back a little bit. Jackson, we went to the same high school together. Jackson played lacrosse and football. Did you play any other sports?
Just lacrosse and football, yeah.
Okay, lacrosse and football, two solid sports. But my question to you is if you could play any sport, not necessarily in high school, but just youth sports, any age, what two sports do you wish you had picked up?
I wish I had picked up wrestling and I think wrestling and cross country were the two where I think I should have, because I can run for days and I just never tried to get oh yeah. And I don't know what it was. I just was like, all right, it was either that or lacrosse, so I just never got to doing it. But yeah.
Yeah. Do you still go on runs? Like you still active with it?
Yeah, I try my best every once in a while. I the hard part is I hate running in the cold. But I can do like 5-6 miles and that would be perfectly fine. That's
solid, man. 5-6 miles. I mean that's not sweet. That's not sweet for me. I can tell you that much. That is not sweet. So wrestling. I mean, wrestling was a winter sport, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish wrestling would have been one of mine too. I mean, Sam Lawson always tried to get me into wrestling. He was like, man, you should just do it. Cause I've always been a UFC fan. So he wrestled and he would talk to me about it. He'd be like, dude, come on. He'd be like, just do it. Like, why not? Just mess around with it. See how you like it. And honestly, I was weak, man. I never did it, but that's a big regret of mine.
Well, love Sam Lawson. But yeah, he was one of the ones who like always tried to recruit people and just never did.
Yeah. But, it's one of those things, like a lot of people just weren't into it. I feel like now, obviously I have a different mindset and like hindsight 2020. So I want to do it. But I feel like in the moment I was just like 16 years old in high school, played football. I was like, nah, I don't want to wrestle. But it's one of those things that I feel like you learn a lot about yourself. Like you learn a lot of life lessons through, like you learn how to handle a loss. Because I feel like when you lose in football, it's like, well, all 50 of us lost. Or like you do basketball, 10 of us lost. But in wrestling, it's like me against you, I lost. Like I feel like you learn how to handle a loss and like handle yourself well.
Oh, definitely. Oh yeah. It's just, I think that's like a cool aspect of wrestling. I think that's the best part. What other sport would you have played?
Probably hockey. I definitely would have dabbled.
Yeah. That would have been sick. I should have thought about that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Just because like I think hockey's sick. I've always been fascinated by NHL, the video game too. Like that's my favorite video game is Shell. But I just think playing at the ice house in front of the rowdy student section that is belligerently destroyed, like that would have been fun. Like every game, like it's obviously, yeah. Student section of the football games, awesome. Basketball, awesome. Hockey, different. It was a different atmosphere that I didn't get to experience that I wish I did.
Oh yeah. I mean, I can't really skate that well, but I wish I could get out there. It's just so cool, and we were nice. Like that's also the best part. Like I could have been riding bench, and I would have been happy about it. But they're like, what our chant was, "You got boned." Like that's
can't miss. That's can't miss, dude. Literally every hockey game, we were minus 600. Oh, I feel like every game at least.
We were beating teams by like 10.
Dude, we were mercying teams. Like we'd get there in the first half, and I'd be like, dude, what? Like we got to go already? We got to leave already? Now, honestly, the best moment of my high school career, I led the chant that got us kicked out against Woodgrove. So like right before the game, this is my senior year, right before the game, the cop, rent-a-cop, whatever you want to call him, walks up to us, and he walks up to me and my friend Trevor, and he was like, "Hey guys, I just want to let you know, have a great time tonight. Get rowdy, have a good time, but don't cuss. Just absolutely, like, please, like, there's parents here, there's little kids here. There was a skate night that just ended a couple minutes ago. There's gonna be a lot of kids at the start of this game. Just no cussing. Keep it to a minimum." Just please. And I looked at him, I was like, "Yes, sir." I was like, "Don't you worry about me." I was like, "I'm going to make sure they don't cuss. I'm going to make sure they are on their toes." First chant, literally the first chant, I turned around, I was like, "Bro, we're going to get the FU Woodgrove chant rolling right now." And yep, we're like 3, 2, 1, FU Woodgrove. And I actually have it on video. Rent-a-cop just walks into the shot, and he's like, "Everyone get out, everyone leave." Kicked all 50 of us out, and yeah, that was basically the best moment of my high school life right there.
Those hockey games you can't miss. Those were the greatest times ever. But that is the funniest story of all. I remember what was it? It was my senior year. I think we just played Broad Run in playoffs, and we go to the ice house, and everyone's just drunk. We're already just hammered, and we're playing Broad Run in hockey. So it's literally us, like, we all walk in as a group, and we all play football, and we see, like, who was it? Kyle Brickard, who was the quarterback for Broad Run, and then, like, Jaleel and Chris Moore came up, and we were just like, this couldn't end well. And then later in that year, I think it was Nick McIntyre and Paul Svarro almost got jumped by some of the Broad Run kids. Yeah, it was.
Dude, those kids did not like losing. Like, I remember being at I think it was after Battle of the Burn, my junior year, my sophomore year, being at IHOP, and people, I think it was like pepper spray or I don't even know, but someone threw some sort of spray and just like launched it out there, and everyone had to evacuate. I remember another time our boy, I don't know if you're friends with but Ian got hit with the glass bottle. Like, what's going on, bud? Like,
oh yeah, I think that was by Chuck Davis, right? I don't know.
I don't know who threw it, but I remember I was devouring a short stack, and I just look over and I was like, "Go Stonebridge." I guess. It's like he took one for the team.
Let's go Bulldogs, huh? Let's get a cheer going.
Bulldogs, boys.
but yeah, literally. I mean, us and Broad Run had the biggest beef, I think, like, of all time. Like, we were all close in middle school, and then in high school, I didn't talk to them forever, and then college, I still haven't talked to any kids from Broad Run, really.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I was never really – I mean, I was close with a couple girls from Broad Run, but not really any of the guys. Like, we just don't mesh well, man. It's like two gangs. It's like we're over on this side, you're on this side. It's just like we don't have to be friends. There's no need for us to be friends.
It was a full-on movie. Like, it just, like,
it was what it seemed rivalry. Like, dude. That's literally what it seemed like. And we always got our hand raised is how it also seemed. It always seemed like at the end of the day, Stonebridge was the winner, regardless of the sport. No
matter what, we were always winning.
Yeah.
Other than basketball, because they had Travis Fulgham at one point. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but he plays receiver for the Eagles, for people that don't know. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, he was throwing up windmill dunks, and I was like, I think I'm gonna leave. I'm over this.
Yeah. I mean, do you remember watching John Allen play basketball at Stonebridge though? I mean, he boomed it on some people every now and then.
I don't see how they let him on the team. He was not the greatest of basketball players. They just put him in because he was John Allen.
I know. But I remember he could dunk, though, at least a time or two.
I forget you weren't there. That was my freshman year when he used to walk around. And I think it was my first – it was like the first few weeks of school. And he's walking around, and he always thought I was related to a Wallu Brown. And so for some odd reason, he just kept calling me Wallu. I was like, I don't know Wallu. and he, for the first week, he just wore what's it called, a wife beater. And I remember
just to class.
To class, and you can't wear that. And teachers would be like, and he would just look at him like, "Do you know who I am?" And it's like, and they're like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to say anything." And then the principal came down and tried to talk to him, and he goes, "So, like, you can't really wear that, but I think it's okay." And it's just like no one said a word because it was John Allen. Like, what are you going to say to that man?
You're not going to say a damn thing, dude. That guy has his own rules, and he's going to follow them. I mean, I don't even know what else to say. I wish I went to school with that kid. I mean, It's just Alabama, dude. You seen that video?
Exactly. Yeah, Alabama does. Like Alabama does. Like that's literally who he is.
I know. He's another really kind-hearted guy because his rookie year on the Redskins was my senior year at Stonebridge, and he's the reason we had like Adidas uniforms. He gave us like Adidas clothes because I think at the time he had an endorsement deal or sponsored by Adidas or something, and he always gives back, dude. Like he's just always remembering where he came from.
He's an awesome dude. Him and because I still sometimes talk to Dylan Maltz, and him and Dylan are so close, and he's just such a nice dude, and he still gives back to like Stonebridge and even to so many different organizations. Like I think he's one of the nicest like guys out there, especially not just NFL, but in the whole sports industry, definitely.
Yeah, he's a great guy. And it's so awesome that we've literally said 3 different names that are playing at the top of the level. I mean, Trace went to school down the road playing for the Ravens, John, Redskins, and Travis, Eagles. It's just like, It's so awesome. I mean, this is a very like, I feel like we're from a very lucky area, or like a very like, I love it. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it.
Oh, definitely. It's one of those things where I always used to say, I was like, I'm so happy to be like, that is the privilege of being in Ashburn, where it's like, there's so many different people doing so many different things. And at the end of the day, everyone wants to give back to Ashburn. Yeah. So you got to embrace it.
Yeah. Huge shout out to Nova, man. Just quick one. Just a quick one.
Nova gang. You can't go wrong with Nova gang.
Yeah, cannot. You know what I
mean? Nova's just it.
Okay, shout out Nova gang. But what is your favorite? New question. What is your favorite restaurant in Nova, or you could say specifically in Ashburn? And when you're there, what's your go-to order?
I think mine is either Habit Burger or Nagoya.
2 solid answers. 2 fire answers.
Habit Burger. I love teriyaki sauce, so Habit Burger is definitely. I get the teriyaki char, and then the Oreo milkshake, and then Nagoya. It's just the same old teriyaki steak, fried rice. You can't go wrong with that.
You can't. And you know, everyone's fighting over that because that like everyone gets served the fried rice, and there's always that little portion that's left, and you're just like, bring it over here, bud. Like, come on.
Oh yeah,
my plate, bud. Come on now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nagoya, that's awesome.
Yeah. I've asked people that question that are from Nova, and I've never heard Nagoya as an answer. And now that I think of it, that might be the best answer. Like that is just such a classic restaurant. Like people like, I don't know if you've ever been to like Hibachi Grill or Kobe or Benihana or whatever. I feel like they're all Nagoya. Like in my opinion, I go to a restaurant that's similar to that, and I'm like, I'm at Nagoya right now. It's like, no, you're at Benihana. It's like, I'm at Nagoya, bud.
And
like,
I'm
at Nagoya.
I do have to give the shout out to the mall Sakura. There's
not
this
bad
place. Yeah, the teriyaki chicken, and then you get like they give you a stamp, and if you get like 5 stamps, you get a free meal. That place is always banging.
Yeah, that's definitely the best place.
That was my pregame meal.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Before your games?
Every single week.
Nice, dude. Yeah, I don't know. I would usually switch it up. I mean, I would either try to a sandwich of some sort, whether it's from Potbelly or whether it's from Subway or from Firehouse. I don't know. I was just always a big sandwich guy over here.
Oh, I could never do sandwiches because it's just like every single time I'd have to just go to the bathroom. First thing. Can't do it.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah, I should have gone to the Hibachi Grill. My stamp card would have been added up. I've gotten all the stamps. But one thing that we really do, I don't know if you have one in I assume you do because it's a college town, but is cookout. We need a cookout in Nova. What's the holdup?
Oh, definitely. We don't have a cookout. It's in any parts of Pennsylvania, which is awful.
Really?
Yeah. There's literally nothing like cookout. I think they need to get there, especially for Nova. Cookout's the best place in the world. I think. When I went to UVA, I stopped over at Cookout before I left, and it just hits different.
Yeah, I mean, you get so much food, and you get the milkshake for an extra $1. It's like $8, man. Like you're killing it. Like it's an extremely nice choice to just have on the side.
Oh yeah, and it may not be it's not a Nova brand. That's probably why it's like
yeah, but it's like. I mean, I feel like we're recruiting a lot of random things nowadays. I mean, Royal Farms opened was it 2-3 years ago? Bojangles is on its way. Yeah, Roll Farms.
Bro Farms is banging.
Roll Farms is banging, dude. Roll Farms is so damn good. But Roll Farms is good. So is now. My sister told me this. I didn't know this, but apparently Bojangles is coming to Nova as well. So
What?
Yep, that's what she told me. She might be lying. I don't. She doesn't seem like the type to do that. But I would say
that's huge.
That is huge.
I like Bojangles is.
Yeah, Bojangles is good, but I mean, we still Popeyes, man. Popeyes number one.
I think Popeye. Yeah, Popeyes is always. You got to go with Popeyes. I've always wanted a Sonic and.
Ooh, see, I like that.
An Ashburn.
Yeah, that's another one we could use.
Sonic has like, I think literally everything you can ask for. They have burgers, chicken. It's so good, and they have slushies.
The slushies go crazy. They're also one of the only fast food chains that I can think of off the top of my head that utilize tots.
Yeah. Oh, I love tater tots.
Oh yeah, don't we all? Yeah, tater tots is something. You know what just came in my head is we were talking about tater tots. Is that scene in Napoleon Dynamite where he's just shoving? Is that what went through your head? Dude, that literally is the first thing that I thought of when we were talking about the tots. I can't think of any other restaurants, man, honestly. I mean, I'm sure we'll get off this call and I'll be like, oh, yeah, this, and this. But, I mean, I feel like we covered a lot. I mean, Habit, though, I like that answer. Habit's a great answer. And that's another one that's not expensive. I mean, you go there, you fill up for $10 or $9 or however much.
And the people who work there are the nicest people.
So nice. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, when I go to that shopping center, I just get so tempted to like go to Chipotle as well. I'm like, oof, like I want to get Habit, but like I can get the Habit now, and then I can get the Chipotle for later or something like that.
It's tough, like especially having Mod Pizza, Habit, Kava, and Whole Foods over there.
Yeah,
and Whole Foods, I love Whole Foods too, but it's always tough to figure out what you want to eat.
Hell, dude, you can get a haircut while you're there too.
Yeah, right. Like that's
you can get it all.
You can do everything you want over there.
Yeah, like that little shopping center. Man, absolute classic. Let me just pull this up one last time. I'm going to have to somehow get this like mirrored onto the screen for the next one. But okay, do you have any stock picks or any betting locks that you see in the future? Now, I don't want to put you on the spot if you can't think of any off the top of your head, but just, I mean, you said you're on a little bit of a dry streak. I want to turn that around. You got anything on the horizon?
Betting, not really. Other than I guess Mayweather going down in third round.
That's the
put that down.
Thing. I like it though. I like a gutsy call, but let's
Penn State football. I say they win out. I want to put that down. Okay. They look good. They beat Rutgers, and for stock, definitely stock. What I told you the story. We're on our, I guess, flight to Bahamas, and we started noticing that stocks are going down. And the first thing me and one of my friends do is figure out where we wanted to put it. And we look up Royal Caribbean. And Royal Caribbean goes down to like, I think it was at like 24. And we put all our money in together and stuff like that. And then it goes up to like 77 around June, July. And we all cashed out. And then during that time also, my dad so I had a bunch of money saved up, and he took some of that and put it in like Tesla. And like it just went crazy.
Went dummy stupid crazy, bro. Like another one that took a massive jump. I don't know if you ever heard of them, but NIO, they're the first fully autonomous car company in China. I want to say around February or March, they were like $1.50 a share. It's like $48 a share now. Like some of the return, the potential return on these companies since COVID is just like catastrophic. It's like it's truthfully life changing.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting on I have the only stock thing I can say is just pretty much wait for right now, especially in this time. Research and then wait on if we go on a second kind of lockdown, like a hard lockdown.
Yeah,
that's when everybody needs to be just going off.
Yeah, that's why like right now I only have like 30% of my portfolio like in stocks. I'm just kind of sitting on the sidelines because I mean the market just seems to be doing so well. But the thing is, I get FOMO. Like I don't want to just like sit on the sidelines for too much. So like I've recently started to sell out a little bit because I don't know. The market just keeps doing so well, and I'm like, dude, at some point these COVID numbers have to translate to stock numbers. And like, it's just not like COVID's going up and so is the market. I'm like, okay, at what point is it going to potentially dip?
Especially wait for, what's it called? The whole presidency thing to go once they switch. It's going to be like the stock is, I'm telling you, it's going to be a huge change.
Yeah.
Especially in January, just wait on it. It's going to be
upset. Do you mess around with cryptocurrencies at all?
I used to, because of betting, because of Bovada. I used to bet from Bovada, and I could only send my money through Bitcoin. And then
so you had no choice but to get into it.
Yeah, there was no other choice. So yeah, once you won, your money goes to Bitcoin, and then from Bitcoin, I was like, all right, why don't I just stay in it for a little bit, and then do other stuff, and then it ended up kind of working out, especially Bitcoin back in my sophomore year. But yeah.
No, it went crazy. I mean, it's really getting close to its all-time highs now. I mean, it's probably up like, I'd say like 20% in the last like 5 or 6 weeks. I mean, it almost bordered 20,000 last week, and now it's down to like 19.2 maybe. So it's still up there.
It's crazy. I know. Who was it? I was just talking with Ben Morgan's parents. Ben's brother had money in Bitcoin when it was at like $5-6, like low, and he like took out when it got to like 50.
Dang. Yeah. that's just so upsetting. Damn.
And it's like, I would cry. I'd actually cry. Like, I don't know what.
Yeah.
There'd be tears just running down my face.
That's just, that's a massive opportunity right there. I know a kid that I used to work with at Lidl when I worked at the grocery store last year. And he told me that when his brother was born back in like, I don't know, like 94, 95, his parents bought him like $3,000 worth of Disney shares. And Disney at the time was like $20 or something. And now flash forward, Disney like last year was at like 170 or something like that. It's just,
oh yeah.
I mean, that's a way bigger opportunity from what you just said with Ben than a little 300%. But
no, but still, that's the stuff like I want to be able to do. Like if I have kids one day, like you just literally put that. So I wouldn't give like a child or like an 18-year-old $5,000-$6,000. I'm gonna give them like actual just stock options and put that down for them. That's what I think everyone should do. And I think once you get into college and once you graduate, that's what you should be doing.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. I mean, just handing someone a check is like, there's no lesson to be learned there, but I mean, you give them the fundamentals and you give them the strategy that you have and that you utilize. I mean, like, who knows where it can go? I mean,
oh yeah. I mean, if you gave me $1,000 when I was 18, you know how many locos I would have bought? I'm telling you, I would have had like I would have been swimming in locos.
That's all you need to know.
I would have had a loco bath. It would have been just a gold bath, and that's what I would have called it. But yeah.
Did you ever mess around with any, like in high school, like obviously locos were the go-to, and I don't want to like get stuck on it, but like, did you ever mess around with like Mad Dogs or you like bootleggers or like, tell the audience what else you prefer.
I'm telling you, I actually have a terrible drinking, like not habit, but like drink of choice. Like
your selection.
I only pick tequila, and then I guess Bud Light Platinum may be it, and then Four Locos. Like that's it. And I like tequila plain. So yeah. It's just a weird thing I drink. I don't know why.
Yeah, I was never really – I mean, like, I like tequila as much as the next guy. It just gets me fired up. So it's more like a fight night drink. But there's this restaurant – because I go to Radford. There's this restaurant down the street that on Tuesdays and Thursdays, every Tuesdays and Thursdays is 99-cent tequila shots and 99-cent taco night. So, like, the whole university will just funnel into Cinco's. And it's just – man, I mean, 99-cent tequila shots on a Thursday before you go out. It's a recipe for some drunken Publix is what it is.
Paul Savaro was telling me about that. Yeah, that's.
Oh, I love Paul, dude. Shout out Paul Savaro, dude. That guy's.
Shout out Paul Savaro. He is. I can't put him into words. Oh yeah, he's so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that guy. I mean, I would just be at Radford because, of course, he graduated this past semester, but I was able to party with him for a couple semesters. Guy's alive. Guys. Just
brings
insane.
the energy.
I love it. I mean,
yeah. him, Jay Long, Peter Shanuti, like that group is just hilarious.
Yeah, and I was actually pretty close. Like I got decently close with some of them because my two roommates that I live with are in the same fraternity as them. So so whenever I go out, I go basically to their parties. So
just Paul in general is the funny. I think he's just an interesting dude overall.
Yeah, he is a funny dude. He is hilarious. Okay, before we covered everything on the outline. Is there anything specific that you'd like to talk about?
Not really. I think that was good.
Yeah, we killed it. Now, I recently started my asking my guests this at the tail end of the show, and if you can't think of anything, it's all right. But what is one piece of advice that you'd like to give to anyone listening, if you can think of it?
I would say I always use it. Get after it. Just go out there and
I like it.
Get after it. It doesn't matter what it is. Give 110% because after working with THON and working with kids, and I've seen a few kids who have passed, and it's like, and they always said, give everything you have right now because you don't know what tomorrow holds. And it doesn't matter if it's just going out with your friends. Yeah, go actually talk to your boys. Actually talk to the people around you. It doesn't matter. Give 110% and always get after it, because you never want to regret. So,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no regrets. Not even a single letter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say besides that. I appreciate that advice. A lot of people are 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But you got 2 feet in with whatever you're doing. You have an advantage against your competition. And not everything has to be a competition. just do what you do what you enjoy and do it to the best of your abilities, and don't necessarily worry about other people or judgment or anything.
Exactly. It doesn't matter where you are. If you're a teacher, you are anything. Like teacher feels as she's not competing, well, then you're competing. Get yourself to be better tomorrow. You know what I mean? You have a whole 365 days in a year. You can kind of raise the bar each and every day.
Yeah, for sure, man. I love that. Now, real quick, tell everyone where they can follow you on social media, or where they can get in touch with you, or your startup, or anything like that. Just plug anything.
Oh yeah. So the website will be called Zelai.tv, and it will be coming out in December 16th, and then we'll be kind of doing it December 16th, December 17th, and then you can sign up. You can go look at it, and then you can just go start streaming, and then follow me on.
I'm so amped for that.
It's going to be awesome. And then follow our Instagram and Twitter. It'll all be Zelai TV. It should be up this week. And then we have my Instagram's Jackson Brown _first or Jackson _Brown _first.
I'll have that in the description below, so people can scroll down and check that out.
Just let me know if anybody needs anything, and I'm always here to help.
Yeah. So, dude, I had a great time with this episode. For my first Zoom call, so this is like a monumental moment for at least the podcast. And what better person to do it with than Jackson Brown? One of the funniest kids, I've ever met. And it was just great talking with you, man. This was a solid episode.
Thank you. I was so excited. I love what you're doing. I'm always watching people from Ashburn just because it always brings it all together. But yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. I love it.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
And dude, once you get the like a little more into your startup, and once it gets growing a little more, I'd love to have you back on, and you can give us a progress update on how everything's going and other ideas that you have. I would love to talk to you again.
Oh yeah. Well, hopefully it goes well. We'll see how it goes. So yeah.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, guys, today was Tuesday, December 8th, 2020. This was season 2, episode 40. Stay tuned for some more Zoom episodes. I'm going to be trying to pump them out at least once a week. But thank you again, Jackson. This was an awesome episode. Huge thanks to you, man. And thank you to everyone listening or watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Share it with your friends and family. Check me out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All that will be below in the bio. But any final words, Jackson?
Just go and get after it.
Get after it, baby.
All you can say, just get after it.
Let's go. Awesome, man. All right, guys. Take care. I'll see you next week. Peace.